What's up guys, Psykik here, and today I am finally bringing you guys a team hunting spawn. I know a lot of the people requesting team hunt spawns are lower levels, but it's really hard for me to get a low level group together and I don't really know a ton of good spawns, so at least this will be something for you guys to try while I make some of those. Anyways, this awesome team hunting spawn I'll be showing you guys is known as the Nightmare Isles. The Nightmare Isles move around Dorama daily and can be found in 3 different locations. To find out where they are on your world, all you have to do is use the world board in the Adventurers Guild or listen to the town crier. The 3 locations the spawn can be found near are Drefia, the north coast of Duracia, and north of the Anchorman Tar Pits. So since this is a team hunting spawn, you're going to want to be well equipped and preferably with a full party. A knight and druid could come here alone, but the experience and loot would most likely not be as good as a full party. I hunted the spawn twice with a slightly different team each time, but generally our team consisted of a 350 knight, 300 paladin, 300 druid, and me, the 270 sorcerer at the time. The shooters levels weren't a deal breaker, but our knight hit red from time to time, so I don't think you should come here with a knight below level 275 unless you want to hunt slower and more careful. For your equipment, I would suggest a full magic level set for the druid and sorcerer since you should rarely be hit, and obviously a full defensive set for the knight. Wearing items with regeneration like soft boots and rings help out here to reduce waste. You'll loot some rings during the hunt though, so you don't need to worry about bringing a ton. Since we play on hardcore PvP, our paladin actually brought burst arrows and attacked our knight in order to hit all of the monsters when he was surrounded. If you play on a world where this can't be done, I suppose the paladin will have to deal with only partially hitting some of the monsters with burst arrows or just sniping them one by one and throwing in mass sands. We never used our UE spells either because of the chance of killing our knight, but we probably could have, and you definitely should if you play a world without friendly fire. So for supplies, our knight brought around 1800 manas and 100 supreme health potions for emergencies, but he really didn't use more than like 20 supremes tops. Our first hunt here, our knight actually left his manas at the start of the spawn to pick them up on the following laps to make cap for loot, but one hunt the floor actually cleaned and his potions went missing, so I wouldn't suggest doing that. Maybe the paladin could have carried potions for the knight. Our paladin brought around 500 burst arrows, 150 energy bomb runes, around 1000 avalanches, and some basic potions just for emergencies. If you wear soft boots and rings on a paladin, you shouldn't have to use practically any supplies here and can make burst arrows constantly throughout the hunt. For the mages, the best thing you can do is cap out entirely on supplies. Our druid brought around 1000 avalanches, 150 energy bomb runes, and capped the rest out on ultimates, which was probably around 500 or 600. I, as the sorcerer, brought around 400 ultimate mana potions, 1000 avalanche runes, 150 energy bomb runes, and 200 ultimate healing runes. Alright, so now that you know what to wear and cap, I'm going to explain what the role of each vocation was in this hunt so you know what you're supposed to do. Our knight obviously went in first each pull and gathered the monsters up and tried to position himself in a spot where he could get fully surrounded. I had our knight on ignore so I could see his health better, so I'm honestly not sure what rotation of spells he was using. I'm sure if you're a level 300 knight though, you probably know what you're doing. The druid was always close by the knight and focused mainly on COing him and energy bombing himself immediately to keep the monsters off of him, and also avalanching. Our druid also wore mana shield by the way, but this increased our waste and it's not required if you're confident in yourself and your team. Our paladin simply energy bombed himself in a spot where he could burst arrow and avalanche the knight, and occasionally pulled extra monsters over like in the silencer area of the spawn. My role as the sorcerer was pretty straightforward. All I had to do was position myself in a spot where I could vis her and spam avalanche runes. I was also kind of a backup healer, which is why I brought the ultimate healing runes. I pretty much threw one at the knight whenever I saw him hit low yellow or red, and that saved a lot on the knight's supreme health potions. Every once in a while a stray monster wouldn't attack our knight, and in a couple of the isles there are actually 9 monsters instead of 8, so one straggler will be attempting to attack you. The choking fears really don't hit more than 1.3k, so you're fine to take a hit from them if you have enough health. The Retching Horrors seem to hit harder, but I don't know that for sure. I would definitely avoid having 2 monsters on you or letting one hit you for an extended amount of time if you're a mage. So once the monsters were dead, usually in 2 rounds of Vis Her and some avalanches, our knight actually did all of the looting and the rest of us rushed to the next staircase to wait for the knight. On first glance, the Nightmare Isles look pretty confusing to follow, but once you hunt here for a while, you get the hang of it. You pretty much follow a straight path that goes around the outer isles, and then once you complete almost a full loop, you take a different path that brings you to the inner isles to allow the outside to respawn. The inner isles are where the silencers are, and in one of these inner isles is a teleporter that will bring you to the very center where there are 6 Terrorsleeps. We didn't hunt this area, but this is where you go in order to get the Nightmare Teddy. The quest doesn't really need a whole separate video, so I'll just let you know right now that in order to get the Teddy, you have to be the only one in your party to kill all 6 Terrorsleeps by yourself. You can have friends block the monsters for you and heal you, but you have to be the only one to deal damage to them in order to open the chest with the Teddy. Alright, so finally, the experience and loot. We actually hunted this spawn one time for an hour, and another time for an hour and 20 minutes, which was great. On average, we made around 2kk experience per hour on green stamina. It only dropped to 1.9 because we stopped one time to pass loot. I think there's potential in this spawn for more though, so if you're a higher level team or you just think you guys are better than us, you could probably get more than 2kk. Here are both Tibializer windows from those hunts. As you can see, you get a ton of loot here. We didn't always pick up the Beast Slayer axes due to their cap and low value, but I tried to pick them up as I freed up cap from using potions. We also didn't pick up the gold. After paying everyone's waste from our hour and 20 minute hunt, we each profited 170k. So as you can see, the spawn is pretty profitable. That was with the druid on mana shield though, and we were also using ultimate mana, so there are tons of ways you can cut corners to save more money if you want. Our 1 hour hunt was cut short due to war, and I'm pretty sure they never passed me any loot from that. Huh. Alright guys, that was the Nightmare Isles. I honestly loved hunting this spawn, and I had never really done a team hunt before this, and I have to say, team hunting is really fun. At least if you're a sorcerer, because all you have to do is throw spells. It's great. It probably sucks being the looter, and probably even more to be the druid, but hey, you can't beat good experience, great profit, and a fun hunt with 3 of your pals. Anyways, thanks for watching guys, and hopefully you like this spawn. I'm going to try to do more team hunts on my sorcerer, and hopefully some lower level team hunts on my noob characters as well, but I still have so much more I want to do for videos, so I'm not sure exactly when they'll be up. Stay tuned.